Hello and welcome to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea. Oh, I have so much tea to spill. I don't know which episode to do after this one, but who? It's like, well, I know I'm going to be doing one about bullies out in the outfield. Literally, baseball game, bullies was so despicable, awful, terrible. I'm no judge. I'm not God, I know this, but people like him, there's probably tickets to hell for people like him. But okay, anyway. And oh yeah, before I forget, I'm gonna do many episodes on Ironheart, but go watch it. I watched the first two episodes, but it's like I had writing to do, I had cleaning to do, I had things to do. So it's like tonight while I fold laundry and do some more research and things, gonna start with episode 3. But yes, go and watch it. We heard whenever there is a main character that is African American, we always hear how much hate there is against us. People say there's no more racism. People say we voted in Obama. It's like most of the time when people say we, they don't want to admit that they didn't. But since he got voted in, they feel like, okay, I can say we so I don't sound racist, so I don't sound like a bigot. Okay, because it's rude of them to ask if I voted for him. So if I at least just say we, that makes me seem like I'm part of the no, no, mm-mm. It's like 'cause sometimes it's really funny when people are shocked when I was like, oh, did you vote for him? Yeah, next time someone tries to tell you that, ask them, did they vote for him? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, but today we're gonna talk about some more despicable, awful, terrible people. But yeah, again, before I forget, watch Ironheart. The plot and even the thought of the mental health and just the dreams and aspirations, determination, what someone is willing to do in order to get to those dreams, and how sometimes, like, I don't know, it's like I'll talk about another in the once I start the series, but I'm also gonna have the screenshots if you've been paying attention and watching some of my other episodes, especially Black Women Versus. I've shown you screenshots of people being racist, people hating on the main character, people hating that we have a Marvel series with a main character that is black, even though some of them say, "Oh, have an original character." She was in her own comic. It's like we can tell you're not true to Marvel. We can tell you're not true to the comic scene when you say really stupid, idiotic things like that. So I might even have to cover the history of Ironheart and stuff because even when I did some research, I saw the lack of marketing. It's like they didn't put as much effort as they did with some of the other greats, and some. I kind of wonder, was it because she was a black main character? So I'll check that out more for you guys, but let's get to the main subject because Republicans and GOP, the MAGA, they are just showing how hated. Oh, they hate us. They hate, like, if you have a disability, they hate you. It's like about 2 years ago, they they pretended to come together with Biden with some of the healthcare and Medicaid stuff, but I think that was only to hide what they really wanted to do. Because I remember when Biden even said at his State of the Union address that Republicans want to take away Social Security, Medicaid, and things. And then Lauren Boebert and Marjorie Taylor Greene stood up calling him a liar. Who's the liar now? Uh-huh. Who's the liar now? Because today we ended up having senior citizens and people with disabilities in wheelchairs and scooters being zip tied to their disability devices out of their protest. And that's another thing. It's like people keep saying freedom of speech. People keep saying protest the right way. What's the right way to protest? What did they do wrong? Did they drive too fast? Did they drive their scooters and wheelchairs too fast? What did they do wrong? It's like, did they rev the engine of their scooters a little too loud? Like, what did they do wrong? You have people who are in need, it's because our country keeps saying that so much money is being stolen through Social Security and Medicaid. But then you have honest people who are in need going to protest, speaking their mind. I am an honest person with a disability. I was diagnosed late because I had idiots as doctors. Oh, yes, like watch my medical nightmare episodes too. I have so many more to do because, yeah, I almost said his name. I'm trying to think of a sub name, but I might just say his name because I kind of don't care. Because, like I said, if any of these doctors were put on the stand, yeah, everything I said was true. And they know it. And they know it. So, yeah, yeah. But, it's just really upsetting how we have someone that is one of the leaders of the Republican Party saying they'll get over it. And then we have another one of the Republicans who says, you're going to die anyway. Or you're going to die at some time, like something like that. And then double down by doing something at a cemetery. Or, yeah, doubling down at a cemetery. That's tacky. That just shows how little you think of humanity, how little you think of people with disabilities, how little you think of people like me. And it might sound off topic, but this is why I write the books I write. This is why I want characters that look like myself. It's like with different type of disabilities, but I want people to read characters and see characters with people with disabilities and us as the main character. Because so many times we're always on the side. We're always the assistant or the help or the best friend or whatever. We are never like, you hardly ever see us as the main character unless maybe it's a sad tale or story or just, yeah, or if the story or plot is about the disability. There are some that are great, but I've just, while growing up and even after being diagnosed, either watching shows or movies where the person with the disability is the villain or we're the side character or whatever. Well, today we had some heroes up in Congress doing protesting. We had some heroes up in DC doing their thing, and I thank you. Okay, not all heroes wear capes. Okay. I want to thank you because you did something not a lot of people are brave enough to do. And you know the need for Medicaid and Social Security and those resources for many of us who either are not able to work, we have a harder time finding work because many people, many HR people, many companies, many owners, they don't want to hire us. And it's funny, they say, get a job. Okay, yeah. You take away DEI, you take away different amenities that would be able to help us be able to find jobs, because some jobs, if they could choose an able-bodied versus disability, yeah, guess how many times they're going to choose disability. But then if someone with a disability does get the job, they automatically said, you only got the job because you have a disability, even though you're the top qualified person and you earned and deserved that job. And or jobs will turn around and say you're overqualified and tell you don't want to work here. You want to work somewhere better. You want to work somewhere where there's a working elevator. You want to work somewhere where, yeah, and they make up excuses why you don't want to work there. But then they want to blame us. But then also, yeah, why don't we have Medicaid for all? That's a thought. If we had Medicaid for all, then we wouldn't be in the situation in the first place. We wouldn't have thousands, if not millions, of people around the U.S. in some kind of medical debt. I think around 30% of people who have to file for bankruptcy is because of medical reasons. But I guess we're all gonna die someday. It's like some people, they're pinching pennies, working extra shifts so they could afford their medication, or their children are like running around getting extra jobs or doing whatever they can so that their parents or grandparents or uncles, aunts, or whoever can live a few more days or something. This isn't right. It's not fair. And if like so many, like there's the other like first class countries, the countries where people are fully independent with clean water and everything like that, they have Medicaid for all. They don't have to worry like we do. And it just reminds me of that one story where an American was in Europe. He had a little bit too much to drink and he passed out. So I forgot which country it was in. And people called the ambulance. They were like, no, he needs help. He's not going to make it. And the ambulance came. He opened his eyes. He saw it was an ambulance. This man figured out real quick, like, oh, he snapped out of his drunk situation and he ran off because he was like, I can't afford this. And people, like, they were interviewing people and they were just like, it's only about $75 or $100. Like, it was something like really inexpensive. But it's like, our country does not care if we live or die. And they don't care if we get in debt trying to stay alive. They don't care about us. How many signs do we need to see that they don't care? And what are we going to do? Like I said, those who went to that protest today, you are heroes. You are amazing. Thank you. Because even with Medicaid, I've learned so much. I was ignored for almost, oh no, well, I was ignored for over 30 years and then finally diagnosed. For the rest of my life, I'm going to have to go through, well, a long list of things, but learning about Medicaid and then having to, like, people just think people with disabilities sit at home all day. And it's like, do you know how much research and things and resources are saving up for A, B, and C? And it's like, because some of us work. Some of us, we try to work at least as much as we can. It's like sometimes 9 to 5s aren't perfect for us because either medications or treatments or whatever. And a lot of jobs, especially since we don't have Medicaid for all, they don't care. It's like with a disability, if you have to see a doctor more often, if you have to have certain procedures or physical therapy or whatever, they don't care about if you live or die or if you're in pain. For some of them, they think, oh, if you're in pain, that means you'll stay awake longer. That means maybe you'll be more alert or whatever. Yeah, they don't care. But at the end of the day, I guess we'll just get over it, right? I guess we'll get over it. We're not supposed to, because this also reminds me of Colin Kaepernick. He had a peaceful protest and he was doing things the right way. And it was beautiful and meaningful. And then we have the group of people today, peaceful protest. And then they zip tied them like they were animals or like they weren't human. What is the right way to protest? Especially, a lot of you guys might be laughing at them or saying, oh, get a job, figure it out. Like, one day you might have a disability. And one day you're gonna be old. Because, okay, if you say no, what's the other option if not getting old? what's the other option? Because I think this is really funny because when, for some stupid reason, 19 to 20 something guys still write me on dating apps trying to, like, whatever, for when I was like, we're not a match, or especially these conservative, like, generation, like Z boy. Oh, I'm just like, who you talking to? And they're conservative. I'm like, and so I politely tell them, you're conservative and you're really young. It's like I would feel like your auntie. Next thing I know, they're like, you're old anyways. Who's gonna want your old? Like, um, well, the way you're acting on dating apps, I don't see you dating anytime soon. So you might end up old and single. Yeah. Yeah. So you might wanna fix your face, fix how you act, and think, yeah, you know. But anyway. It's like a lot of these Generation Z people, it's like you might be young today because a lot of them probably voted for the orange guy, voted for Republicans because they think millions of people are stealing money from the government. And I think this is another reason why everyone needs to volunteer. Like, and when I say, and I've mentioned this in a couple other videos, when it comes to race and demographics and things, this is why that's why they are taking away DEI. They don't want us to understand each other. They don't want us to be empathetic to people that are outside of our circle. And hello, yeah, those with special white people privilege, they really don't want you to. They really don't want you to. So when it comes to people with disabilities, I would say if you know someone with a disability in your area, try talking to them. Try talking to a person with a disability. Try getting to know them. Try to find the humanity in them. I forgot what country, but in one country, in the library, they switch it up and things, but you, instead of renting a book, okay, it's like it kind of sounds like slavery. Okay, it's for information though. It's like the book is the human. And if you want, especially if survivors of the Holocaust and other historic times or people from certain countries, is like if you see them on the list for that day, because I think they give you like a couple weeks ahead, like ahead of time. And so I think you can have like a half hour with that person and you could just talk to them, ask them questions, learn about them. I think all libraries need to do that because books, yes, I love books. I love learning and researching, but sometimes hearing straight from the individual, and then especially now with all of the hate that I'm hearing against people with disabilities, I feel like we need to have people with disabilities at the library. And I think, or for a lot of people with disabilities, I know for myself, I love when I get to talk to people, but not be judged. A lot of people judge me or belittle me or they think less of me just because. And it's funny how sometimes when they come up to me, oh, you can't open that door. Oh, you can't do this. And next thing I know is like a couple few minutes later, once I get to what I'm doing, where I'm going, and I'm doing what I'm doing, they're like, oh, dang, I look stupid. I've literally had someone tell me that they look stupid after, and I'm laughing. And it's like, yeah, right in front of them. I didn't care. I don't care. It's like you deserve to be laughed at because you really thought just because I'm in a scooter that I'm not able or capable of doing anything. And it's like sometimes I need assistance, but not that often. I have figured out my independence greatly, and I love it. And a lot of people with disabilities, we do as much as we can. Some of us have harder times, and that's another reason we need to be out there to talk, like to tell you guys, or we need you to come and volunteer or talk to us so you can have an understanding of how we are, who we are, why we need the assistance, why we need the treatments that we need. And I know a lot of Republicans need that because you're gonna die anyways, or they'll get over it. How heartless! Oh no, and this is like, I'm a Christian, but Republicans are known to be the Christian demographic. I've had Republican Christian people tell me that I am not a real Christian because I'm Democrat, because I'm a progressive, because I'm a liberal. It's like, I've had them tell me that there's no place for me in the church because I am not Republican. So I can just presume that these two probably go to church every Sunday, or at least they pretend they do. It's like, and weren't they all lives matter? Weren't they all lives matter? Part of all lives are people with disabilities, are senior citizens. Our lives matter too. But I guess they forgot that, because since I guess we can't, or a lot of us within different means or so, are not able to bring in that tax money, since many of us have different issues or problems and stuff, in order to be the stereotypical 9 to 5 employee, they don't look at us the same. They look down on us. We are human too. And especially for those like myself who were born like this, I can't help it. Okay? Because I've even had people say, "Oh, thank God your parents had twins." And it's like, I'm so glad the other one doesn't have that. I'm so glad the other one doesn't walk like you do. Yeah, usually the Republicans that say that. Yeah, I'm not saying Democrats are innocent, because sometimes they say some stupid stuff, but Republicans are usually the bigots. Yeah, Republicans say bigoted stuff. Democrats say stupid, naive things. Total difference. Total difference. But thank you so much for listening to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. I am a woman, I am of color, and I am handicapable. But most importantly, I am human, and you're human too. And thank you again to my heroes. I give you so much credit and so much love, and you are superheroes in my book. And that might be literally. Take care.